Hey guys, the purpose of this video is to introduce you to a program that I use to make my time reporting within Ceridian a little more streamlined. It's called AutoHotkey. I'll be sending out a link to it. It's an executable file, so save it on your computer wherever you would normally save files. I suggest you drag it and pin it to your taskbar. Okay, once you get it pinned to your taskbar, go ahead and open it and then deselect this that says always ask before opening and then run it. And when you run it, it's going to pop up over here or in this box showing that it's being run. Now you can exit from there, whatever you want to do. If you do exit from there, then you can just run it again from right here. Once you have that AutoHotkey running, you can go into Ceridian. Now I've already entered some times in there. Say this is 1 day. And here's the times broken up through that day. I just haven't gone in and put in administrative, work orders, whatnot. Now, I don't know how you do this. I don't know if you know the words and just type them in. I don't know if you have to go into this and search for them. But this is how I do it. I use the hotkey program to fill them in for me. So in other words, you make sure that you are under the project cell. Each time, make sure you start in that project cell right there. And then the very first thing I did from 8 to 9 in the morning was administrative work. So I'm going to hit the Windows key. You're going to hear the Windows key a lot because the Windows key is the hotkey. That's what tells the computer to say, okay, I'm looking for whatever comes next. So I'm going to hit Windows A. You'll see Windows A filled in administrative in here. And then it went and took my cursor down to the next project cell. So the next project cell was a travel. That travel event was headed to a capital event, a capital network install, customer install. So that's capital travel. So I'm going to hit Windows Shift T for travel. You can see it filled in customer acquisition, cap travel. Then from 10 a.m. to noon, I was on that work order, that capital install. So that's going to be Windows key, the Shift button, and the letter I. So that filled those cells in to include the SWO here. Of course, you'll come back and backfill that with the actual SWO number. The next event was another travel event. This one was non-capital travel. So it's just the Windows key and T. Now you wonder how do we know which keys to hit? I'm going to be sending out a cheat sheet. Eventually, like me, you will just remember it because there's going to be very few that we do every time. Now, there's going to be some instances where you have to go back and like, oh, what was that reporting or this or that? It's all accounted for with these hotkeys. And we'll send out a little cheat sheet you can look at or print out, tape to your computer somewhere. So after that non-capital travel event, I did a repair. That was Windows Shift R for repair. And again, it puts it in there. The SWO is asking for it. Now, when you go over this orange line here, when these are coming in and you go over this orange line, you'll notice that it didn't go to the project cell. It's because this orange line accounts for a tab. It's pretty much just acts on tab, 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 enter text, tab, 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 enter text, tab, tab, tab. That's how this works. So because this tab is accounted for here or taken by this orange line, your very next one will be one off. So you just need to make sure you always start inside that project cell. So that was a repair. And then I will say we traveled home from that repair. That's a non-capital event. So again, Windows T, travel, and then 30 minutes of admin at the end of the day, Windows A. And then we hit submit, and that's auto-populating everything in there. You're not going to get any errors with it. I've gone through and checked everything. If you do get errors, then by all means let me know because I can change it and correct it. So those are in there. Let me give you an example of what this does, how it makes, let's say, your on-call. Go in here and put 7 days in. Add those rows. Now, I can't put the dates in there. But there may be a way to make it you put one date in and the rest of them auto-populate. But you go ahead and fill in your dates. And instead of coming over here and typing on-call, 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 just go right in here and hit the Windows key and the letter O, and it auto-populates all of those cells for you. Then you'll come down here and hit Submit. And then It's giving me these errors because I didn't put in the actual dates over here. But that's how you use this. It's a pretty easy deal, and hopefully it'll make life easier for you. It's just a tool. It's not the end all. I'll give you a quick example of what it looks like. Go in here and say, open this. Here's all it is. Windows A sends tab administrative. Windows I sends tab inventory manage. So, there's no hocus pocus here. It's all cut and dry. Hopefully this helps you out with what you're doing, because it definitely makes my day a little easier.